Episode 206 of Final Fantasy XIV, which is to say, Episode 42 of Heavensward. This is going to be the end episode for the Heavensward main story, at least leading up until the patch quests. Gonna go on however long it takes to finish up this last few set of missions, which actually would just be the one titled Heavensward. It's gonna be a pretty long one. And I thought it would be fun if we change things up just a little bit, right at the very end. Play a little bit as Black Mage, since it's been forever since we have. My excuse for the longest time has been that Komoi has been poisoned or something ever since the banquet in Ul'dah, and unable to cast magic or something like that. Well, maybe after getting back all of our crystals of light from Hydaelyn or from Midgardsormr when he took them away. However we got them back. That's also when Komoi got our magic back. I can just pretend. I can do that whenever I want, and I'm doing it right now. All those 6 crystals of light, now she can have magic back. Why not? But I do want to finish this off as a machinist, so probably just going to do the first bit as a Black Mage, then swap back over to machinist to wrap things up. We can say that Komoi, I don't know, it's just wearing the same clothes that she wore as a machinist and didn't really have time to change back or gear up into a different glamour or something for Black Mage. Just because I don't actually have a prepared glamour for Black Mage right now. I do want to change around what my Black Mage glamour looks like, just so all my classes look distinct, but haven't really decided on that yet, so for now it's just Komoi's machinist look without that. Hopefully I remember how to play this. And there it is, the last mission, quest, whatever, Heavensward. Welcome to the flagship, Mistress Moriko. You are almost at your destination. Is this Jilly? Wedge's weird dog, pet thing? It kind of wandered off in its own direction, saying there was no way for us to get where we needed to go, and then we rode on top of Midgardsormr to get where we needed to go. I'm just going to assume this is the same guidance node. Warning. Intruders detected in the vicinity. Please eliminate them if you wish to proceed. Alright, good. A warm-up before we actually get into it, I think. I know how to do the single target rotation on this, and actually since the last time I played Black Mage on camera, it changed up the way it works, with like patch 7.2. I think in such a way that a lot of people didn't like the changes. Should I even be doing this? I don't have a lot of the skills that a level 60 Black Mage should have. It'll probably be fine. It's just one dungeon. Warning, intruders approaching. Alright, one more time. That's not hitting everyone. Guess we're doing single target. Oh, that guy's a medicus. Get rid of him first. I did notice we were lacking on healing. Medicus first. Yeah, they removed the timer on this. The timer that was tied to a knock-in and everything. Now it's just kind of free, I guess. Your fire and ice stacks or whatever. I kind of don't like it because it's Well, it feels like there's less challenge. That's probably the consensus, I think. And also, because there's no more timer, I can't get rid of these things, these floating orbs around Komoi. Like, there's no way to click them off. It's not like a buff or anything, they're just kind of there. You can change them. Change it to like 1 fire. And you can also change it back, and then turn on Umbral Ice. Get all your MP back. But you can't get rid of them. They're just kind of floating around you until you switch classes or something. If there's some way to get rid of this, I don't know how. Okay, let's actually get on with it. I'm done complaining. Area secured. Lifting access restriction to the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Restriction lifted. You may enter the facility at your leisure. Ending guidance. Unknown energy source detected within the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Please exercise caution. I am pleased to have been of service to you, Mistress Moriko. Please send my regards to Master. Deactivating. They put the dog in sleep mode. Well, it wasn't very useful up until the very end. It kind of led us on a wild goose chase for the longest time, when we could have just flown up here in the first place, sort of, if Midgard Swarmer was so kind. But I guess it unlocked the door for us. Have a nice nap. The guidance node has ceased to function. First up, we found a dungeon. And we can enter with a party of NPCs, but unfortunately, they're not the good NPCs. It's just a bunch of randos, like usual. Well, like in A Realm Reborn. They did pretty well, giving you a bunch of good NPCs to go through the rest of the dungeons in this story with. You got to go with Alphinaud and Ysael and even Estinian at that one point. And then you got to get poor Arago to tank, or whatever his name was. But then just at the very end, it's just these guys. I do not have good enough item level for this. Okay. Do I have... Right, okay, we've got that. Let's try that quickly. Put on the hat. Did that change our item level at all? Don't think it really did. Yeah, the item level isn't going to increase that much. What else do I have? Oh wait, hang on. I don't want to mess up my glamour, and I can't apply glamour plates here, so... Just want to get the minimum item level. I might have to. Still not enough. What else did I have here? Charlian stuff? That's probably not very high level. Yeah. Okay, so it turns out I'm not actually going to do this as a black mage. Great. I was so ready. Well, let's just say Komoi got her magic back, but she's not really feeling it right now. She's out of practice. More ready with the gun. Okay. She'll get some practice in when it's not so dire. Besides, she was really looking forward to putting a bullet between the Archbishop's head. Or between his eyes. Whatever. I was so excited to play Black Mage again. I really should have prepared more. Anyway, we can't enter with a party of NPCs, so... Or what, we can enter with a party of NPCs, but they're not interesting, so... Just gonna enter with a bunch of other players. Wait time is 11 minutes. Actually, I guess I could go change my glamour. Like get some gear or something. For Black Mage. No, this is fine. We're not going to worry about it. We'll just play through as Machinist. That's what we played through the entire expansion as, so let's just do everything as Machinist in the very end. I guess while we're waiting on that duty roulette to pop, could just look around. Not a very exciting start to the end episode though, if that's what I'm calling it. So yeah, probably not just going to beat around the bush. Let's just pause the episode right here at the entrance. And I guess I'll get back when I enter with a party of real players. And here we are, with a party of real players. Complimenting my fit, it seems. Thank you. I have no memory of this dungeon. I'm sure it'll all work out fine, though. All I can really say so far is that it's very elegant. A lot of glowing lights and darkness. I actually don't remember the bosses here either. Well, I think I remember the end boss. Right. I do remember the boss. The last boss. But nothing else. And yet another wall. It is kind of cool how they literally just pop up though. I actually did my rotation right that time, sort of. They actually all went down faster than I thought. Didn't need to summon my thing. It's like we're fighting everyone today. The Alligans and the Guardians, they're all just kinda here. We haven't even found the Heavensward yet. Kinda like a four-way battle. Actually kinda interesting, never really thought about that. The Alligans don't really have any stake in it, it's just a bunch of automated defenses or whatever, or chimerical beasts. I guess the chimerical beasts aren't necessarily on the same side as the Alligans, so it could be like a five-way battle. Oh, it's this guy again. Yeah, let's get it over with. Turrets, huh? Should I be fighting it? I guess I will. Looks like it's going to be shooting me, so I'll try to point it away from the team. Me again. Do we just ignore the turrets and focus on the guy? That might be what everyone else is doing. It does make the fight more exciting to leave those up. This would have been a problem for Black Mage back in the day, but I guess they made Black Mage faster, so it's not really a problem anymore. Okay, it's the turrets. The turrets were actually a problem. You got one, Regula. We'll just say Komori got a concussion or something. She's fine. He did actually bail, he didn't actually die, so guess we're gonna get a rematch at some point. Gonna have to pay him back for that little embarrassing thing he just did. I gotta fill in the map. Okay, there we go. Just down this pathway. I just like the achievement that pops up whenever you clear out the map for a dungeon at the very end. Alright, so they've started aggro. Looks like we're in bioweapon research now. I think I vaguely remember this area. I think I read something about this dungeon having changed a bit after a certain patch. Don't know if that would have been before I started playing on my main character or after. Yep, we've got these elegant monstrosities out. Both the defenses and the chimerical beasts. So I guess they are technically on the same side. Doesn't seem like they're fighting each other. Whip out your crossbow. Looking a lot like the raids of Bahamut, like certain sections of it, for obvious reasons. I'm mainly thinking of the orange sky and all that. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's like a stationary guy that you have to fight while also dealing with the rest of the guys around. So you have to sort of tank around the node or whatever. Kind of makes it easy to do AoEs, I guess. As long as the tank is like centering everyone around the node. No Dragon's Force, not too bad. Oh, that Mirror Knight is cultured. So is that Chimera. Our Marcus. What the hell is this guy? It's like a Sphinx thing. Oh, weighing the heart? Like a Sphinx does. It became a snake. Like the Bahamut raid. The snake was the first boss in that. Oh, don't look at that. Someone got petrified. The other DPS. He's just kind of standing there. And he's back. I think if you get hit while petrified, it's an instant kill, instant death, so... Luckily he didn't get hit. Oh, this guy, also from the Bahamut raid. The Avatar, he was called. Yeah, this missile thing. I had so much trouble with it back then, when I was trying to solo, I remember. Oh! Stack on me, please. I'll even tactician all of you. I cast a Riddle of the Sphinx, but I'm not sure what it did. Kinda cool how it transformed into, like, the best of, or I guess the worst of, the Bahamut raids. Kind of like packing in all of the, well, some of the memorable stuff that the Alligans threw at you during those raids. That weren't like super bosses or whatever. Elevator action. Am I safe here? This corner? Kinda funny how little room they give you to work with. Can't really do the AoEs here that well. Well, I guess you can move the Dreadnought a bit. But these guys don't move. The little turrets. That was fun. Okay, this is looking familiar. Hey, is that? That's not Une and Doga, is it? No. It's not always Une and Doga. Not being incredibly efficient with my heat actions, but it's fine. I think these elevators are a pain if you don't get your party in them before you activate them. So luckily everyone is kind of waiting. It's a cool set piece, that glowing sphere, dome, whatever. Bending your way towards it. It's a cool feeling for a final dungeon. There we go. Map the realm.
The champion of Hydaelyn.
Tell me, why do you despise the primals so? They are the embodiment of mortal will, of mortal desire. Plainly, you desire a foe to despise, and 'tis well that you do, for it is from the vortex of ceaseless conflict that Lord Zodiac shall be reborn.
Through the joining, the world shall become whole again. Then all shall be as once it was, as it should ever have remained.
For the glory of Lord Zodiac.
Your meddling ends here and now, warrior of light.
Throwing the Asians into the mix, it's actually a 6-way fight. Everyone waited for me. I forgot there was such a long cutscene. La Habrea and Igayorn. We're fighting La Habrea again. Can you believe it? Not sure which one to fight first. Maybe Komor just really dislikes La Habrea, so we're gonna fight him. Get away from those, I think.
Darkness shall consume light.
Ah, they go towards each other and explode.
Mortal scum!
And then ice. Ah, they're donuts. Okay. Is this a they kind of heal each other kind of thing, or do we have to kill one before the others? Oh, they move towards each other, so... that makes sense. Shadow Flare would be which one? Yeah, wait, right. Center? Or not?
Your light shall burn no more.
Okay, yeah, they do share health when one gets low. So you just have to take out both, or you can even just focus on one. I think I got rescued there. I appreciate the gesture. We're not done though. Not yet.
Such strength, it defies all reason.
No, I will not be bested by the likes of them. La Habrea, it is time.
Very well. Let us show these mortals the true power of the Echo. The power to break down the barriers of existence.
I am become you.
And we are become one.
It's basically a force boss here. Thanks for waiting again. I didn't realize there would be such long cutscenes twice in a row. I might have actually done it with the NPCs if I did. I remember this boss for lore reasons. This whole fusion of Ascians. Should be safe here. Oh, I see, the fire goes first. Universal manipulation. Is that a raid wide? That is definitely a raid wide. Kind of. Yep, that's donut. And we got that. Okay. There's a real heal check, isn't it? Healer's got to work that out for them. Oh, and chains. I guess that just puts down like a bunch of debuffs, the whole universal manipulation thing. What would I do wrong? We're fine. We made it. Where'd he go? He's a sphere now. They are a sphere now. And they've also got shades too. Did they make this dungeon cooler or something? I don't remember it being this cool. You got the limit break. I think you're supposed to use it on the sphere to like prevent the bar from filling up, but our DPS is fine. We can save it for the boss, I guess. Oh, he didn't hear? Or they didn't hear? We got the Blessing of Light back. I'm just mainly thinking of La Habrea, but I guess it's also Igayon who, to be honest, I don't know who she is. She's just kind of one of the Asians, I guess. Alright, fire goes first. Or no, wait. The shorter one goes first. Oh, there goes our other DPS. Our healer's still alive, so it doesn't matter. Oh, that might be a problem. Nope, we're fine. Ancient Eruption, we're gonna live, right? Nah, I should have saved my heat for Wildfire. Didn't save any for that. Alright. Ice is on there. Right, that's the right move. Melee DPS does the limit break. Although it seems like they'll cancel out. There we go. Yeah, so we'll put a pin in that. Asian's fusing, it's like a lore thing, I guess. Kind of, sort of. Who was it that complimented our fit? Oh, can't see it anymore. I think it was Shizuki. Give it to them. What else do I have? Alright, that's enough celebration. We've got a guy to kill. Right, Asians. You can't kill Asians.
That she might regain the blessing of light I had foreseen. But she has grown so strong in it as to deny us our power.
Let us withdraw, La Habrea. That power remains to us, at least. Impossible!
Can't kill him unless you have white oversight. And a bunch of ether. Almost forgot about that fact. Thanks, Estinian. We got one.
So, you harness the eye's power. A pity you spent it all. What will you do now, hero?
And we're all out of Orisight too. Only had the one. If we could choose, maybe Laha Preya would have been the better choice, but that's just because of our bias, because we know the guy. I guess Igayom was the one pulling out the crystal, so we had to go for her. Because that's what lets them escape into the void, the space between worlds or whatever. Wherever that is.
So, not even the vaunted warrior of light can unmake an Ascian without relying upon mortal contrivances.
Great. Here they are.
You.
In the distant past, King Thordan and his knights 12 fought and defeated Nidhogg. Though the victory cost them dear, they were rewarded with a great prize, the Dread Worm's Eyes, both of which have since been held in the Holy Sea's safekeeping. The eye you possess was Nidhogg's left, and long has it served as the source of the Azure Dragoon's might. As for its twin, it has lain here, joined to the person of Haldreth, the first Azure Dragoon. For though he learned to harness its power, he was ultimately consumed by it. Even in death, his body decays not. A pitiful end for a fabled hero. My Ascian friend, long have you and your kind sown the seeds of chaos by teaching mortals the secrets of summoning. But if you assumed that we would meekly serve as your pawns, then you are gravely mistaken.
You would raise a hand against us.
By taking unto my flesh the soul of the legendary King Thordan, I can become a god!
God who knows not cessation, whose being is sustained by a millennium of fervent prayer, and the eye's nigh bottomless reservoir of ether.
What?
Your contempt for man has proven your undoing, Ascian. For my first act as God King, I do hereby sentence you to die.
Okay, so he can just do it.
Gods feed upon ether. It matters not what form that ether takes. Ascend souls are no exception. With this power, I shall put an end to 1,000 years of conflict.
Okay, that's a fine loophole, I guess. Sure, he had a plan. He wasn't just a pawn. We'll give him that.
Be they sown by Asin, dragon, or primal, wheresoever the seeds of chaos threaten to quicken, I shall excise them with my divine blade and bring order to the world. I have become that which you abhor, warrior of light. If you would take issue with my godhood, I shall answer you with my blade.
Yeah, we got a problem with it. And we're right into it. As is the norm, following the final dungeon is the trial. The plan was to do this as a black mage, this dungeon, and then do the trial as a machinist. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. Would have been nice though, because I guess that was kind of the first time we were using magic sort of in a cutscene. After I pretended that Komori lost magic and then got it back. Where we kind of shoved ether through the eye into Igeyorm to kill her in the aura site. That was cool. Would have been cool if I was playing as a black mage and then, I don't know, kind of RP'd that Komori used her newfound magic or newly regained magic to kill an Ascian. That would have been fun. Let's just pretend I did that entire last dungeon as a black mage. I would have if I had the item level. And now I'm going in as a machinist. The hat was off for the black mage and now it's back on. Just pretend. While we're waiting on that, taking the soul of the legendary King Thordan into his flesh, the Archbishop transforms into a primal before your very eyes. Sustained by a millennium of prayer and the eye's ether, he declares his intent to rule over the world with an iron fist, and for all time. Standing at his side are the sworn brothers of the Heavensward, who have likewise transcended their mortal limits by becoming incarnations of the Knights 12. Strike them down and eradicate the root of the Dragon Song War. That's what we're doing. Looks like I accidentally had the dungeon up. That'd be embarrassing if we just queued back into that. Okay. We do have to wait like 5 minutes or something though. Where exactly did they go though? We're inside like the singularity reactor and they went further in? Or we're going to the singularity reactor and we're... Well, where are we? Maybe the dungeon, the trial, just takes place right here on this same platform? I actually don't remember. In Duty Finder, I've fought Thordan so many times, but I don't remember if this is the floor where we fight him in. I guess we'll find out. Where do we actually get all of these guys anyway? We just kind of wander in, right? Are there just a bunch of adventurers wandering around as he saw? I mean, even those Scion adventurers that you can do duty support with the NPCs for, they're just random guys that also made their way to this corner of the world. I guess adventurers just get everywhere.
Brothers, the time has come to call upon the true power of the Heavensward.
Fight me if you will, warrior of light. I care not. All who stand against me will be destroyed, be they servants of the darkness or the light. By my blessing shall all men be sanctified, and an endless era of peace begin. Vice and conflict shall cease to be. You reject my divinity, yet what have you to offer my people in its stead? Bitter truth? Virtuous suffering? No matter. If you believe your cause just, I call upon you to defend it with your life.
The music. Every time. It's great. King Thordan and the Heavensward. And here come the knights. Some familiar tricks. Don't look at the dragons, huh? Looks like our tank looked at it. There you go. And he's almost dead already. What a surprise, right? But now it's where the fun begins. The Heavensward just attacking one after another. It's pretty fun. Like a veritable gauntlet or whatever. This is the guy. The bastard that killed Horshfont. Attacks all over the place. Don't stand in the ice. And now meteors, an old favorite. And now we're in space. It was a cool attack. I guess it's our turn. And that's it.
How can this be? A millennium of prayer and the Eye's power combined, and still you stand. Who? What are you?
We're just built different. That's all. But I wonder, did he exempt something more than that? There could actually be more to it than just him being afraid of you at the very end. Everyone left. Heavensward and Thornton all dead, just kind of poofing in a smoke of ether or whatever. Frankly, the battle goes by way too fast. I've always felt this even when I was playing on my main character, but that's because I joined the game pretty late. Even with like level syncing and whatever, due to item level, everyone just kind of goes through the health bar way too fast. But the fight is pretty much over after that big attack anyway. Because, I guess you could tell, he kind of lost the fight after you survive the big attack. He does that funny little move where he just runs at you swinging the sword, not very elegantly. It's a pretty fun moment. At that moment you know the battle's already over. But still, I think it should go on a little bit longer if you have item level synced or something like that. Probably back in the day it lasted a lot longer. Still, cool fight. I feel like Thornton's fear of you, well, we'll put a pin in it.
It is over then. I had hoped that mine would be the hand to end it. But knowing you, there was little chance of that. It would seem the Eye has served you well. Its twin. At long last. All that remains is to take them beyond the reach of man and dragon both. With this task accomplished, my toil shall finally be at an end.
Thou hast done well to resist mine influence. Based in my power and blood hast thou wert. Alas, in thine anticipation of comfort, thou hast lowered thy guard. The keening of my fallen kindred, their smoldering desire for vengeance. Mine eyes have partaken of 1,000 years of pain, a pain which I shall bestow upon thee. Drink deep of my rage, mortal, and become me. It was actually a 7-way battle the whole time. Dragons too.
Nidhogg, my child, what hath thy fury made of thee? Let us away, servant of Hydaelyn.
Chief! Over there! Oi! Haha! Gods damn it, you always have to cut it so bloody close.
It would seem she has done it again.
Was there ever any doubt? Let us return to Ishgard. Our friends will be eager to learn the battle's outcome, and welcome back their champion.
Where is Estinian?
I dare say you are the first soul in Ishgardian history to arrive in our city upon Dragonback. This scene shall be remembered for 1,000 years to come.
As we had feared, the Archbishop summoned the soul of King Thordan into himself, and thence became a primal.
But he and his knights are no more, thanks to the Warrior of Light.
Your struggles are not yet over, mortals.
Whom do I have the pleasure?
And as soon as Midgard-Silmer talks, the happy music stops.
I am Midgard-Silmer. I have journeyed with Hydaelyn's champion and observed her deeds in the conflict between man and dragon. Tell me, children of Thordan, do you desire peace?
My people have committed unspeakable atrocities against dragonkind, even against our own. Would that we could undo these wrongs, but we cannot. Be that as it may, the future yet presents a chance to begin anew. Our nation has broken free of the shackles of a false faith, and Nidhogg shall lead his kindred against us no more. I doubt not that it will require much effort and perseverance, but 'tis my belief that in time, Ishgard will again become a place where man and dragon may abide together in harmony.
I shall remember thy words. Yet be warned, Nidhogg's soul liveth on. His unbridled rage hath claimed for its vessel the one thou callest the Azure Dragoon.
Estinian.
Doubt not but that Nidhogg will call out to his brood ere long, nor that they shall answer him. Steel yourselves, for the true test is yet to come.
Come what may, we will never cease to believe. Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
1,000-year war cannot be ended in a day. It may take generations. What thou dost begin, thy children must continue. Entrust unto them thy hopes and dreams, that peace may reign again, and forevermore.
And we've got everyone here. Kind of like the end to A Realm Reborn, +1, which is, I guess, what Heavensward is. Oh, what a +1 it was.
Let all here present attest that Sir Emmerich, acting on behalf of the Archbishop, has appended his signature. I do hereby declare that from this day forth, the Holy See of Ishgard shall once more be counted a member of the Eorzean Alliance. Let our nations move forward as one and stand united against the Garlean Empire.
For the future of Eorzea.
For the future of Eorzea!
There you are. A noble monument to a noble soul.
From here, Lord Orshafon can watch over all of Ishgard.
It has been a long and arduous journey, and we have lost much and more along the way. Yet come what may, we must stay true to our purpose and press on.
That's right, you two. It's high time we got back to rebuilding the Scions. Which means we're going to need money! And lots of it!
Are those the words we leave it on? We need lots of money. Well, it's fun, so it's fine.
So ends a glorious chapter in their tale. However, tumultuous days yet lie ahead for Ishgard. After 1,000 years under the yoke of the Church, the people take their first tentative steps into the unknown. And though they spy a glimmer of peace upon the horizon, Nidhogg's vengeful shadow yet remains to darken the way. Be that as it may, so long as the young commander of the Temple Knights and his heroic companions are there to guide them, the people may hold fast to hope. The hope that one day true peace will return to Ishgard, and that man and dragon may live in harmony once more. Let the deeds writ herein never be forgot, that they may inspire generations yet unborn to strive ever heavensward.
Powerful words to leave it off on. Thank you, Count Edmond. We will actually speed it up. Just because we'll be here all day, but I will actually not skip it. Like the music. Very nice for the credits. I think Heavensward was kind of the main expansion that people like to tout around as where the real story for Final Fantasy XIV begins. After having played through A Realm Reborn, I think there are definitely moments in A Realm Reborn that, well, you don't want to miss out on. It's kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in that way. You just don't want to miss out on all of the build-up that happens in the earlier parts. And I guess it's even more important in this than in JoJo's, that you recognize the characters and where they all come from and all of that. But I guess people talk about Heavensward just because it's, well, more personal, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. I guess they just, well, like it's pictured here. They focus on a tighter cast of characters and, I guess, their beliefs and personal growth. Alphinaud and Estinian and Sail. I guess those are the main three that experience the most growth. And I guess Estinian is still kind of out there somewhere. It's sort of a downer ending, that he gets taken over by Nidhogg and just wanders out there. Obviously a teaser for future stuff. Final Fantasy XIV is an online game, so they gotta always have something more on the horizon, right? Can't just leave things off perfectly tied up all the time. In A Realm Reborn, the thing on the horizon was the Guardian Empire, which is always on the horizon, kind of. Even now, that whole cutscene we just went through was talking about how Ishgard was joining us specifically to fight the Guardian Empire, even though they're still kind of dealing with the Dragon Song War, sort of. I guess the main story of Heavensward was, as Estinian said, dealing with the root of the root of the Dragon Song War, but not actually ending the Dragon Song War. It was supposed to have ended kind of halfway through the story here when we killed Nidhogg. Then we had to deal with the Archbishop and then Nidhogg came back. So I guess the dragons are still going to be a problem for a little while. Or for who knows how long. And with the Emperor pictured there just now, kind of feels weird, the Guardians' involvement in the story. But I guess the opposite is true too. The Guardians not being present in Final Fantasy XIV would be just kind of weird, right? Like if you went into Dragonland for this expansion, for the whole Dragon Song War and all that, and the Guardians were just kind of absent after you defeated them in A Realm Reborn. I mean, sure, you could argue that they're licking their wounds, getting ready for a counterattack or something, but if they were just entirely not present, it would feel like we were missing something, right? Like the main bad guys are just gone for a season or something. So I guess they just kind of had to be here for whatever reason. And I guess that reason was to meddle in the affairs, try to see what they could learn from the Alligans and the Ascians or whatever. Didn't really get anywhere with that, but I guess they established a foothold. And I guess there's always more to do with the Ascians and the patch quests and all that. Or not the Ascians, the Alligans. No, none of those, the Guardians. It's just so many. A 7-way battle, in the very end. I'm surprised there were that many factions. I guess it was actually 6-way. I kind of counted the chimerical monstrosities and the Alligan robots as 2 separate factions, which kind of are separate factions sometimes. Because like Bahamut is sort of like a chimerical monstrosity, not really a dragon, it's more of a summon, and it was not really on the same side as the Alligan automatons. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's just a lot going on, is all I'm saying. We haven't even seen the half of it. We're only like 1 expansion through. There's gonna be a whole lot more. Stormblood, then Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and then Dawntrail. Did I miss one? No, I think that was it. Is that right? Only 4 more expansions? I say only, like I'm cruising through them. Only just finished the second one, and there's still a whole patch quest to go through. I actually need to plan out what I want to do for the patch quest, because, well, for A Realm Reborn, I sort of had a plan there. I would just do all of the content that was available at the time of the patch, with some exceptions. So I would do all the patch 2.1 stuff, then all the patch 2.2 stuff, etc, etc. Now as Heavensward, I might want to do the same thing, but there are certain things I have to get into working order to figure out how to fit them in properly. Mainly thinking of the Beast Tribe quests. The Society quest would be more accurate, I guess, because in A Realm Reborn it was all Beast Tribes, like all 5 of them that you dealt with. Now we're starting to steer away from just the Beast Tribes, as they would call them in southern Eorzea, and I guess also northern Eorzea. Now it's just going to be like societies, which includes Beast Tribes, but even beyond that more. I think we started with the NAS, kind of like unlocked their society quests, didn't really do much more with them. Probably going to want to start on those immediately, so I can get that running, because that is time gated by like, if you're 100% efficient, it takes, I think, 30 plus days for each society quest. Also got to do the Moogles, which we have to do an entire quest chain to unlock. We started on that chain, but there's even more chains beyond that. What else is there, other than the Moogles and the NAS, or the VAS or whatever? Would it have been... Who else did we fight that was the Primal? It was Ravana. Right, the Vundu. Gotta do their tribe quest too. Their unlock quest for their entire thing. A whole lot to do just for that. Then there's even the dungeons that we unlocked. That's not even part of the patch quest yet. Gonna have to sort out which quests were unlocked, which dungeon quests were unlocked at the end of Heavensward as part of 3.0, which dungeons came out in 3.1, and which came out in 3.2, etc, etc. Just so I don't go in a weird order or whatever. I did it all for Realm Reborn so I can do it all again, but I just remember it being a lot of work, a lot of planning to do that kind of thing. I don't think I want to do it differently though, so that's probably what I'm going to do again. And after all of that, once we get through all the patch stuff, it's going to be Stormblood. Or Stormbringer? No, Stormblood. People talk about it like it's the... what's it called? The ugly duckling, the odd child, the... whatever. The odd one out. Personally, I kind of like it, a little bit more than Heavensward. But that might just be because of like... well, more refined game design and more interesting areas. It might not be that the story is better than Heavensward. I guess Heavensward is a bit tighter. People seem to dislike the narrative, like the heart of the narrative in Stormblood, like who drives it and where it brings you. And I guess it is kind of like all over the place, like physically and narratively and all that, but I can sort of appreciate it in that regard. Heavensward was also kind of all over there in some ways. Like your little field trip over to the Dravanian hinterlands just to read a book or something. Kind of nothing to do with the rest of the story. And then the whole Sea of Clouds doesn't really have anything to do with the story, it's just kind of there. The whole thing with Bismarck. I think that's always present in Final Fantasy XIV. You just kind of go on some field trips that don't really have anything to do with your main quest or whatever. Some expansions do it better than others though. Speaking of the main quest.
So La Habrea and Igayorm have fallen.
bested by mortals in their attempt to initiate the Eighth rejoining. That they should be so complacent.
Are we name-dropping that now? The Eighth rejoining? Is that what they were trying to do just now? Put a pin in that.
And now it falls to me to deal with the consequences. Without intervention, the balance between light and darkness will begin to shift, placing our mission in jeopardy.
Actually, now that he mentions it, I guess a few lines ago, Lohabria gone, isn't he? Wasn't killed by us. I mean, we could have done it with the White Oversight, but I guess we did it on Igayorn. Then Lohabria got killed by Dorden, but he's gone now, right? Kind of a huge guy, all of a sudden, gone. At least that's a good thing though, right? One by one, enemies dropping. And more enemies rising up. But I guess we'll get through them all eventually.
Hydaelyn's champion has grown too strong. Her might encroaches upon the realm of gods.
Right, and this guy's all about the balance, right? So now that we're too strong, as evidenced by how Dorden was so scared of us and everything, seems like he's done playing around.
Equilibrium must needs be restored. The time has come for you and yours to join the fray. Warrior of Darkness.
What a cringe name. Komor could never imagine being called that. Who is this edgelord? And why does he look so strangely familiar? We'll put a pin in that. Ah, and then this. This would have also been in 3.0. Maybe it'll be the first thing we do. This one's actually one of my favorites.
Remind me, why is there no rest for the righteous?
Because they care, Master Garland.
That's a big robot.
Of all the things they could have picked to play with, that's not a toy, you bloody fools, it's a primal!
And that's why that sphere is there, so that Alexander can sit in it. Spires of deception crumble to dust, to lay bare truths long concealed. Beyond simmering shadow lies shimmering light. And that's it. Well, not quite. We do have to finish the quest. The quest titled Heavensward, the one we started this episode with. Tataru. If the Eorzean Alliance can be restored to its former glory, so can the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Let's find our lost friends and begin anew. Yeah, where is everyone else? We found Ishtola. We're missing like 3 of them, 4 of them, more. If we're counting Hoary Boulder and Coltonet and like a bunch of others. In times such as these, I dare say there is little I can do to assist you. Nevertheless, if you require assistance, pray ask. Nah, we're fine. When I first bade you welcome before the Ark of the Worthy, little did I imagine that you would go on to steer the very course of our nation. I am proud to have borne witness to history in the making. To be honest, I forgot you gave us the tour in that first episode. It all comes full circle, I guess. After long years of estrangement, Ishgard rejoins her sister nations in the Alliance. Words cannot well express my joy. None of this would have been possible without you, my friend. Change is coming to Eorzea. Though it will inevitably bring with it a measure of upheaval, with hard work, peace and prosperity are sure to follow. And yet, even as we look forward to the coming of a new age, we must needs be wary of old threats. The Lords of Garlemald have not relinquished their claim upon Eorzea, and we shall be forced to contend with them again ere long. And then there's the matter of our comrade Estinian, claimed body and soul by Nidhogg. If there's a way to rescue him, we must find it. Suffice it to say, the path ahead holds no shortage of challenges, but together we shall overcome them. Right. Together, coffee note. And that would be the start of patch 3.1 quests. But we have so much to do before we can even start considering that. Like I said, I've got a lot of planning to do for these patch things. I think Komori needs to sit down after all that. Think about her next steps. By which I mean, I need to think about her next steps. Now would be a good time to take a break.